Friday night, time for crafts and pure delight. Paper, scissors, let's get started. With vintage tape, we'll be wholehearted. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Glue sticks ready, let's make a plan. Planners in the office, supplies in hand. Honey half-season wins the arrows. Crafting magic like true heroes. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Do bags and gumballs, let's create a scene. Join the club where we live our dreams. So grab your scissors and come along. Together we'll craft and sing our song. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. It's all for you. Slip into jammies, grab something to sip. Stickers and golden scissors, let's take a crafty trip. The playbook's open with listers got a list. In this crafty paradise our dreams coexist. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. It's all for you. Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper, so smooth and buttery. Scraps your cards, help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show? Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper, so smooth and buttery. Scraps your cards, help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show? It's all for you. It's all for you.
Hello. Welcome, welcome to the back of my RV, otherwise known as the Late Night Crafty Club. Happy Friday. I'm so happy to see your little faces. We're here to do some crafting. We're here to do some self-care. It's the beginning of May. It's a whole new month, a whole new little season, and I have some exciting little things because it is a new month. So, where to begin? So first of all, let's clear some space. Let's clear some space so that I can discuss, so that we can chat. And I have some things to begin with. Sorry, I have water all over my hand now. And I don't want to touch all my printables I got here. All right, here we go. First of all, it's a new day. It's a new month. It's a new mocktail. I thought it would be very fun to start a new little fun thing for the spring and summer is to introduce a new little mocktail because Part of the tradition of the Late Night Crafty Club is to ask you guys, what are you sipping? So I thought it would be fun for me to provide some ideas for fun little mocktails. So tonight's mocktail is the Sticker Swirl Soda. The Sticker Swirl Soda. And this is actually, there's a recipe for this, believe it or not. There is. And I sent it out to you. If you are on my newsletter for the Late Night Crafty Club's newsletter, the Clip and Snip, I sent it out to you yesterday. I sent a larger than normal email. I try to send that out like the very beginning of the month so that I give you all the dates for the month. And I decided I'm going to put a printable in because I haven't done that in a while. So I made you a fun, I think I'm going to make it a little bit of a series. We'll see. But I made a fun little recipe card. It looks like that. How cute is that? So there's a little recipe card that you can clip out. And then I made... to figure out how to turn it. And then I made an updated little mini art print with the updated artwork that we have from our little signature song. And it says Get Crafty. And we updated all the artwork on the wall. So it's all like camp related now. So there's two little cards. They're the 6x4 format in the little printable that went out yesterday. So if you're on the list, that's what I sent you to the Sticker Swirl, everybody. So this is like a very keto friendly, diabetic friendly, low carb friendly kind of little bubbly drink. It's a little fizzy drink. So I thought it would be fun. I love making little fizzy drinks, little fun drinks, just seeing how like creative I can come up with. And it's creamy and delicious. So we should have little signature mocktails, I think. I think we should. Doesn't it feel like the Late Night Crafty Club should have its own little signature drinks? I think so. So, therefore, there is one, and it is debuting tonight. And as I said, I was going to drink it during the show. So there you go. So that is my first announcement, was that we have a signature little drink and it is debuting tonight. All right, so let's get to the top of this chat room so I can say hello to all my sweet crafty friends who are here. First one here is Miss Terry Duffield. Hello and welcome. From Tennessee. Washington to Tennessee. Hello. Hello, Miss Patricia. Hello, another Tennessee gal, Miss Bethany. Hello, Miss Kelly over there in Belgium, my little Belgie friend. Kelly, I'm so happy to see you back in the Late Night Crafty Club and in the clubhouse. It's good to see your little friend. Wait, it's good to see you back again, my friend. My poor little brain, all confused. Hello, Robin. It's good to see you. It was so fun talking about the traders. That helped. I had so much telling tension about being able to talk about that. So it was really fun catching up with you last week and about that. Hello, Miss Edie. Hello, Denise. Hello, Miss Rebecca. Hi, Sandra. Another Tennessee girl. Sandra, I think it's been a while since we've seen you, Sandra. It's good to see your little face. Hello, Miss Kathy Dotson. We're happy to see you too. Hi, Lynn. Lynn, since you've been here twice that I'm aware of, maybe you've been here more, but I'm pretty sure I've seen your little face. I'm going to add you to my little book. You haven't done anything wrong, but I want to make sure, should you keep showing up, I do like to write down people's real names so I can address them by their real name, should they choose to share it with me. So hello, Lynn. Welcome to the Late Night Crafty Club, officially. Hi, Pearl Ann. Hello, Miss Ray. Ray's excited. She got books. Her books came in, her vintage books that she ordered for camp. I have a book here. I was going to show you guys, too. I had talked about it in the tea party that we had last Saturday, but I didn't have it. I don't think I had it to show you. So I just wanted to show you really quick what it looked like. So hello, Miss Deb Gilgore. Happy to see you. JC, hello. What is happening? Is it 2015? It isn't. It isn't. It's 10 years later, and we are here in 2025, and it is Late Night Crafty Club. But perhaps you joined us then, and you're here again. Hello, Miss Lacey in Nova Scotia. We're so happy to see your little face. Hello, Miss Laura Swanson in Illinois. We're happy to see you. Hello, Stacy Burns. Welcome, oh, welcome. Hello, Miss Sharon Pick. Hello, Diane. Happy Friday to all of you. Hello, Miss Anna. Hello, Victoria across the pond. Pip, pip, and cheerio to you. Hello, Miss Kathleen. Hello, Miss Queen Bee. Hello to Julie. Hello to Miss Janice. Hello, Sharon Sullivan. Hi, Annie. Hi, Danny. Danny, it has been a while. We're happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, Mr. Chris. It's good to see you. Let's see. Thank you, Deb Gilgore. I appreciate the sweet compliments. Hello, Miss Jennifer Dubs. Oh, thank you, Miss Bethany. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Miss Sherry. Hello, hi, Benita. Hello, Marie. Hi, Cindy. Scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up. Hello, Susan Lloyd. Hello, my sweet cousin, Carrie. I'm so happy to see your little face, my cuz. Let's see. JC is in Jamaica, but I now live. She's in Jamaica, but now lives in Daytona Beach, Florida. So she's checking in from Jamaica. I love when you guys check in from other places. Miss Margaret was checking in from Scotland. She was joining us from Scotland last time. Let's see. Hi, Risa from New York City. We're happy to see your little face. Welcome. Well, thank you. And I'm so glad that you're back. If you were with us and then you've returned. I took a short little break, but I'm back and I'm really happy to see you. So welcome back. And hi, Miss Jackie. Speaking of Miss Positivity, Miss Jackie radiates positivity. So I'm happy to see you, Miss Jackie. And hello, hello. Hello and welcome, everybody. Okay. All right. Okay. So I have a little bit of housekeeping to do. It is the beginning of the month, so usually I have a couple more announcements than normal. But please don't let me hold you back from getting your something to sip, getting just all comfy, getting your little crafty thing, whatever you want to craft. And if you don't have something to craft, do not feel like you can't just like put your feet up, put a like little spa mask on. You know, get your skincare on if that's all you get your little mani-pedi going. You don't have to craft if you don't have something, to do. But if you want to and you don't have anything active going on, I do have some really cute activity pages you could craft in, just saying. And hi, Miss Jamie Rose. It's good to see your little face, girlfriend. And hi, Miss Penny Hen. Hello, hello. Shelly, if I missed your little face and I may have skipped you, hello and welcome. I'm so sorry if I did that to you. Okay, so continuing on, we talked about our mocktail of the evening, the sticker swirl soda, the printable that I sent out, and a reminder that we have 3 Late Night Crafty Clubs this month, including this one. So you have 2 more to go. I think the next one is on the 16th. And then I want to say, okay, do the math. I think the last one's on the 30th, but I sent it out in that email. And I think Mark set them all up on YouTube. So they're all like set up, ready to go on there, I believe. So just saying. So check your email. It's also a good idea to be subscribed to the Late Night Crafty Club email list because I am your friend. I don't want to leave you behind. So I do nudge you on Thursday. Hey sis. Hey, we're going to craft tomorrow. Don't miss it. That's what I do with you in your inbox. I send you a little nudge like that. That's what I do on the Thursday before the Late Night Crafty Club. And that's it for the most part. That's what being on that newsletter list is like. And sometimes I send you treats. So that's it. That's our relationship there. That's all. I do not spam you. I do not pester you. That's the pestering, but it's a good pestering. It's just to remind you in your busy adulting that there's something fun waiting for you. And I send it out on Thursday before we have an actual event. The other thing I sent out this last week, I was a busy girl. It was like newsletter week. I sent out the April, what do you want to call this? So it's part of just being on the Reset Girl newsletter list. So it's not some separate newsletter. It's just, I sent it out to all of my subscribers, but I sent out the April Camp Reset newsletter, and it came with a printable. And it came with a playlist, which I thought was really fun. I had so much fun putting that playlist together. It was quite delicious. I would play it tonight if I could, but all the music is copyrighted. Every last bit of it. I would get in so much trouble. My channel would be banned. Oh, and I would probably go to jail because that has happened before. I would go straight to jail. Do you guys remember the year that we did Camp Reset, and me and Mark got sent to YouTube jail? Our channel did. So we had to do the entire Camp Reset from a different platform. Yeah, that was just not fun. And it really screwed things up later too. I'll have you know. I lost my entire, I've lost so much content because of that event. Not fun. So we just have to remember we can't do anything copyrighted on this channel ever again, even though it wasn't even live. It was actually just testing behind the scenes. It never even went public. Just saying. All right. The next thing to tell you, new month. It's a new theme in the clubhouse. It's called Creative Kinship. So it's so cute. The story is, we've left the planting seeds. Our little creative seeds are, they got planted in the greenhouse. Then we moved on into the phase of kind of resetting and refreshing all of our tools, all of our spaces, because eventually we're going to be planting all those little seedlings in our garden. But we do that as a community together. And like little bees, we're going around and kind of like inspiring each other and kind of like helping us grow our little garden of creativity. I just think it's such a cute little story. So anyway, that's the story going on in the clubhouse, is Creative Kinship. And I have the fun, cozy craftivity journal and the activities pages. But what I really want to show you is the activities pages. If you haven't noticed, I'm pretty excited about them. I really did spend a lot of time on them. So I wanted to show them. And Kelly Smets, we do call it grenadine. I'm surprised you guys call it grenadine. Yes. It's like kind of like a cherryish syrup. All right. So I can't see this. What's going on? What's happening? It's like my screen is frozen.
Check it.
I don't know what's going on. Oh, dude. Okay. Okay. So he's checking it. Kind of hard to show you guys a book that I can't show you. Okay, so anywho, I have footprints approaching us. Okay, there's really, I'm not going to flip through the entire thing, but I just really wanted to show you, besides the fact that I do the mood board pages, I give you pages for doing like an inspiration board spread. I think there's 2 of those. And I give you like art journaling pages. Then we have this really fun word search. This time there's 2 word scrambles, which are actually kind of fun. One of them is all about crafty hobbies, and one of them is all about creative kindred themed words, which will be kind of challenging because I'm sure you're going to be like, what would fall under that? Wonder how you'll do. Now there's 3 honeys, which I'm going to be doing one of them tonight. I'm going to be doing that girl tonight. And then we have this girl, and she might look familiar because I did her last Late Night Crafty Club. So I gave her to you. And then that gorgeous lady, and I did her the last Late Night Crafty Club. So you get a crack at her. See what you come up with. This is the one I love so much. Okay. So our illustrator that we work with, he made her, which I love her so, so, so much. I love her. And then I made this whole scene around her. So I made her in her little cozy space. So building upon this whole cozy craft space, you know, based on my workbook that I released recently, I wanted to give her a proper environment. So yes, so that's a coloring page. I love her so much. I think she's so adorbs. I made this page. I love this so much. And then I put all these different little springy, little themey pages together. And then that's your answer key. Don't look at that. So anyway, that's some of the activity pages this time around. So those are the pages I didn't show you, but they're not, you've seen them before. So anywho, I just wanted to show those really, really quick. And then the Cozy Craftivity Journal for May, I'll just share something really, really fast. I love this one so much. I think it's the color palette. It's so lovely. I love the story behind it because it's so about our community, our clubhouse. It's very much about how we do things and how we've always done things in the Reset community. I just love it. So this was a quote that I found, which I really loved. And then the monthly essentials as per usual, your habit tracking, your gentle goals dashboard, your self-care bingo, and then your self-care journal, 30 days of inspiration, recording those, your journaling corner, your word of the year. You know, a lot of people start kind of like forgetting about their word for the year, and it kind of gets pushed back to the back of your mind. That's why I created this spread all about your word for the year goals and journaling. I wanted you to kind of like come back to that every single month, that you are kind of remembering, why did you pick that word? How is that word showing up in the areas of your life? How are you doing with it? So that you would really utilize your word. And then here is another lovely quote about it, and our creative kinship, and then the mood board, and then the challenges, and there's the dates, the 2nd, the 16th, and the 30th. So that's all the good fun stuff. There's our photo challenge, and then the memory keeping and all that good stuff. So quick little craftivity journal. So these two together make a really fun, make for a fun month. So getting these together, yay. And that's it. That's really all I wanted to say. That's all. That's all I gotta say. That was it. That was my ad. Buy activity pages. There you go. Oh, and then here, look. So we were talking about books for camp, and I actually have 2 of these. So here they are. The Teen Guide to Homemaking. This is I love this so much. This is a textbook. So look for vintage textbooks. You can look at them. I was looking at them from Home Ec because I just thought it would be so cool. And this one's got the cutest little illustrations on the pages. It's got color photos and that kind of thing. But I just thought, since we talk about these topics, we actually have a homemaking section in our clubhouse that I just thought it'd be kind of fun to incorporate some really cute vintage homemaking kind of concepts into camp. How to make the new campcomer welcome. I just thought this was so cute. So lots of really great ideas in these books. I was really surprised how many things that they actually taught kids. Like what kind of things they taught. Like every teenager should have this in their room. You know, there's like little lessons about your social skills and just really, really cute. So it was like beyond just taking care of like a house, but it was also about yourself too. Is that not adorbs? A single bed or couch for sleeping gives you more space for other activities. What you need in your room. So anyway, I just thought this would be really fun to incorporate some of the little lessons in here, some of the blurbs into the camp materials. So I thought that's primarily one of the bigger reasons why I wanted it. But then it also is really wonderful for art journaling and junk journaling, that really fun stuff. I'm sure all of you are like, I do enough of this in my everyday life. I don't want to look at a bunch of women cooking. Sorry, these are girls. These were girls back then. This is when you didn't realize how much of a chore it was actually going to be to feed people. This was all when it was just theory. Like the like imagining what your family was going to be like before you actually had one. So it teaches you how to like the information on the can, like the label. What does all those things mean? Managing a family food budget. So anyway, they had all kinds of homemaking textbooks, like from different eras. So I think it's kind of a cool book to have, even if some of the information we've found is incorrect, especially about the food pyramid. But nonetheless, there's a lot of cool things in here. Changing roles of family members, the mother, the father, getting along with your parents. So really, really interesting. The proper disposal of garbage. So the Future Nurses Club. It's kind of neat, though. It's very nostalgic. I really liked it. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there since we were talking about collecting vintage materials for our, our art journaling, not our junk journaling for this summer. And the other thing that I grabbed were vintage Women's Day magazines. I did not pay 10 cents. I wish that I had, but I did not. Isn't that amazing that it was 10 cents for a magazine? If only. So, 10-cent Women's Day. But I paid $15, I think, for 4 of them, which I want to say is kind of on the lower side for vintage magazines, but they're full of really cool like ads and stuff, things that are like very I don't know, things that are kind of cool, fun to think about like adding now, because some of it's kind of funny and some of it's not. Some of it's not funny, but some of it is. Some of it is. So anyway, there's just like different ads and stuff that I thought were interesting. Don't be a stranger in your new hometown. Planning to move? Things I could totally see like cutting up and having like fun, like this right here. When I saw that, oh my Lanta, look how cute that is. This little ad for parakeet seed. My mom had 2 little parakeets when I was a little kid, Jenny and Giles. And I just thought that was adorbs. Like I would put that in my little junk journal. We should have parakeets at camp. It fell off again. I have this, like an arrow that goes across the wall. It's my camp reset arrow. I bought it for decorating my room, but I've just left it up over the years and it keeps falling off. Nothing is having it stay up there. Anyway, lots of like cool little vintagey things. Look at Blue Bonnet. I don't remember what the new packaging looks like these days, but I feel like that's what it looked like for so long, that lady. Isn't this a pretty picture? This would make lovely. This would look, I don't know. I just feel like this picture would look really cool in some kind of art journaling way. See, look at this. A magnified photo of flavor gems. And this is what they would tell you today. Do not eat margarine. It's so bad for you. But look how they advertised it. It's literally a spread. It's literally a 2-page spread. Everything's better with Blue Bonnet on it. It gives it a true natural taste. Yeah, these flavor gems, yeah, that's bad. That's that stuff that's made in a lab that we shouldn't be eating and is giving people so many different health issues. So anyway, but it is kind of fun to look back on, my mom had this album, look back on things in retrospect, and it'd be kind of fun. Like this is a cool little ad. So anyway, anywho, just saying it would be fun to add little vintagey touches to your campity camp stuff. Okay. All right. Hello, Jitters Aunt. Okay, let me check in to see where I left off in my sayings of hellos. Hello, Miss Ellen. Hello to a YouTube name that's hard to pronounce because there's not a whole lot of vowels in it. So, SWYETH3. Hi, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the Late Night Crafty Club. And hi, Stephanie Sawmiller. And hi, Jitters Aunt. And Rebecca says, I had a ton of those insert cookbooks that one cuts out when I was a very young bride. Did they like they inserted them into the magazine and you would tear them out and they were like a little pamphlet-y kind of thing? Danny, that touches my heart. I love that. I think that arrow, I want to say that arrow originally came from Hobby Lobby. It feels very Hobby Lobby-ish, but I love that. And how cool is that? You got it at Goodwill. Hi, Angela Fertig. Hello. Hi, Miss Birdie. Good to see your little face. And hello, Miss Diana. Good to see you. If I missed you, hi, Sherry Davis. I did miss you. Let me go up a little further. Hi, Joy. Good to see your little face. And hi, Diana Clark. And I think I've gotten everybody. I think I got everybody. If I didn't get you, if I didn't say hello to you, please put your name in the chat room and we'll make sure that you get a little hug. Okay. Are we ready to I'm ready to craft. I'm ready to dive in. It's 5:30. All right, here's my two girls. I did do hi Denise, hi Melanie, hi Miss Waddle. Oh my gosh, Danny, you're so lucky. It still had the tag on the back and everything. I can't believe somebody changed their mind about that cool arrow. I envision myself having that forever. But I love that it's up there. So we're twinsies, just like Sharon and Susan. Okay, so here's my girls. So I just got water on her. I hope that dries. Rat. See, this is the problem with sipping sweaty drinks. Hopefully that is water and not something else. I'm pretty sure it is. But that's why I like the insulated, but that's a pretty glass. So I was trying to have a pretty cocktail. Mocktail. Sorry, there's no... This is a mocktail. It's official. It's officially a mocktail. If you came in late and did not hear me tell you, hello, Miss Karen. If you are on the Late Night Crafty Club newsletter list, I did send out a fun little printable that has a recipe for the official mocktail of the Late Night Crafty Club. Our featured mocktail, I should say. It's the sticker swirl soda. That is what I debuted tonight. And all you have to do, if you're not currently on the list, you can still sign up and it will shoot it into your inbox as soon as you're done processing. You know, this. Okay, so I did do a little shopping ahead of time to kind of get an idea of what I wanted to do. I got the girls, I got their skin color, their hair color, and their makeup done. So they have been through the beauty regime. They're kind of natural girls. I didn't put too much on their face. She looks a little bit like she got a little bit more of a smack with her bronzer. She's a little heavy-handed with the bronzer. But now that I have them, I was kind of, I shopped ahead. I found my little Rocks and Minimals golden guide. These little golden guides are so, so, so cool. I love them. And I had marked this one up previously for a different project. So I'd kind of checked out this page and this page, and I absolutely am swooning over this pink and white kind of combination. And so I was thinking, like, can I incorporate that into their outfits? I kind of feel like I had already picked out something for her dress. I just didn't get around to it. And now I don't know what it is because I sort of lost place. I lost touch with what I was doing from the last one. So, and I don't have a way of knowing either because, I just thought of it. Okay, so here's the girls here. And the one thing in common that all these girls had was they all had pockets. And this just dawned on me. I am not giving up on this idea. I just realized what I may have done with it. I went to Mood. I went shopping at Mood for their fabric. And I think I may have thrown it on top. Does this look like I threw it on top? I don't know. So I can tell, I can see the other stuff on top. I thought it would be more obvious what I had done, but not so much. But that's okay. Okay, so hear me out. This dress right here, I was kind of hoping it would look like a capsule wardrobe, but I don't think it's going to. What if this part of her dress, this part from here down, was cut from this like some section of this? I don't mind that it has this interesting, what is that? Millerite? And yeah, it's Millerite. So I don't mind that it has that. It'll be on this part of the dress. And then the top part of it would be this print here, which is this very tiny green print. And then the little pockets would also be like that. Would that look weird? I don't think so. I feel like that would look fine. So that's one option. Let me see what the other thing I did. And the other one was just, I obviously used this, probably I used it on one of my cards, my index cards. So there's a lot of polished rocks in here. And then there's some that are just kind of like rocky rocks, you know. I am not looking at the objects. What I'm looking at is the, like that. What did I just see? The color combinations. Like that feels like a pattern. Isn't that pretty, that color palette? That's pretty. What if I made her dress upside down? So anyway, that's what I was looking at, was the fact that the top part of it would be mostly that kind of white. Okay. So Birdie is sharing a tip. She says that the Joann stores are closing in terms of like going out of business. And she grabbed, or they let her grab, the dividers in the drawers where they keep the patterns. She said that the pattern cabinets, and get all the extra dividers in there to make journaling tags. And they just let her take them. I mean, what are they going to do with them? So wherever you are, if there's a Joann Fabrics near you, and I think we have a Joann Fabrics down the hill. I think that is where ours is. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make myself my pattern, and I'm going to try and see what it will look like once I have that cut. I could be wrong, and the rocks on there are going to look really weird, so we don't know. So I'm going to grab some vellum, This should be a pretty simple dress. Her arms are not that much of a problem where they're located. She fits on here pretty nice. Okay, so we're gonna get our glasses on first of all so we can see. That's what we're gonna do. And we're going to cut around her hand. I feel like sometimes I sit down to do this and I forget all over again how to do it. And I'm going to just outline around each piece, including the pocket, even though I'm probably going to make a different pocket. So, okay. So this dress should, when I'm outlining it, I'm going like under her hair. I'm going like around her arm. I'm keeping like this dress is going to conform to all of the angles of her body, where the dress meets her body. I'm going to draw some of the marks on it. Okay, so when I pull this away, this is just what's left over. And that's where her arm is going to go. So the dress needs to go around her arm, if that makes sense. So let us get that away. And we'll cut. Here in Washington, it doesn't know whether it wants to be warm or cold. It keeps going back and forth, which is kind of the interesting thing about spring. You know, it kind of reminds me, spring kind of reminds me of fall a little bit, in that in the beginning of fall, there's a little bit of inconsistency with the weather as well, where it's kind of like some days it's warm, some days it's cold. It takes a little bit for it to like sink in and like stay consistent. And I feel like spring is doing that up here. It keeps having a few days of like sun and it's beautiful, and then it goes back to being cloudy and cold and rainy. And please do not mistake any of that for complaining, because I am definitely not complaining. This is wonderful. I love rain. I love it when it's overcast, so I'm not complaining. I'm just commenting on the fact that I had kind of forgotten. Having just come out of the land of California for the last few years, I just kind of forgot how lovely it is when there's the back and forth, the inconsistency, the season that it takes a little while for things to set in. California is often very even Steven, and it doesn't have a broader range, which is why Californians love living there. That's why they love it. That's why no matter what happens, no matter how high those taxes are, there's so many people that were like, I'm never leaving here. Hey, Chris Johnston. Happy to see your little face. Right, Carrie? My cousin Cori. So she lived up here and I lived down there. And then she decided to move down there. And we moved up here. So we were passing ships in the night. How unfair is that? We could have been hanging out and crafting tonight. Oh, but I guess we are, just virtually. Not the same, though. Yes, the weather does. It is. It is like PMS. It's like it's inconsistent. Can't be trusted. I like gray days too, Jackie. Don't you think a lot of creatives like gray days and rainy days? I feel like creatives of all kinds just really like that. I agree. I just think a lot of us do. I actually get seasonal. I've now realized I get seasonal depression in the summer. The last summer we spent in Reading was miserable. I didn't want to do anything. I was so miserable living in that just constant forever heat and having to like live together in this little tiny room like every day with the air conditioner blowing and not moving because it was so hot. No, that's not life. That's not life, my friend. That was not I don't think we've been somewhere where it was that like that. I can't remember ever being that miserable every single day. So as soon as it started getting cooler, it was like I could feel my spirit come back to me. Okay, so I'm going to got my dress. And then what did I say I was going to do? Okay, so I was going to test out my theory about her having a dress like this. Like, would I like this kind of unusual setup where she would have this interesting kind of like these pink, what if I made it higher and it was just like the bottom of her dress? Would I like that? I kind of like the idea of the text on it and everything. I think that would be neat. Okay, so am I just going to do it? Am I just going to? I'm just doing it. But I'm going to use my little scissors. Okay. Kelly says, give the heat to her. She loves it. Oh my goodness. And that's, I know a lot of you do it. A lot of you love heat. You weirdos. Who's on my side? I know Cori, my cousin's on my side. I know both of us are anti-heat people. And her husband is, and my husband is. So we're forming a club. Who is in the hate the heat club? I just need to know. Where are we moving? Where are we going? Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie loves the heat. She loves her pool in Dallas. Where's my tape? There it is, hiding behind my iPad. Okay, so this tape is fantastic. This right here, this removable tape from Scotch, love. It's a winner. I need to get a proper, a thing to put it in that you pull out. That word, that thing. It's our favorite game. Guess the word that Cori is trying to say. Dispenser. Okay, Janice is on my side. Janice, being up in Canada where you guys are, does it get very, very hot up there? I would think not, but my guess would be no. Kathleen's anti-heat. Okay, Ray says she's not on my side. Boo. Danny loves the heat. Chris says a t-shirt until there is a blizzard. Karen's on my side. Chris is in the anti-heat club. Jackie says, I wish I did love it because it's 4,000 degrees down here in the summer. Jackie, where do you live? Robin's on my side. I know, Bonnie. I know you're a summer girl. Denise says, for 40 years, I was the one that was cold. Now it's the hubby. I hope to move to Minnesota. I would be so down for Minnesota. I would. I think that would be so fun. I know. I've said this before, and I will fully admit, I would probably feel very different if I'm the one that had to actually shovel snow. If I had to like travel in the snow, I probably would be singing a different tune, to be fair. I think a lot of people that have to go out in the snow and go to work and stuff have a legit reason to hate the snow, hate the winter. Okay, so I'm cutting through that tape that I laid down. to get this down. South Louisiana. Do you have a fabulous accent? And yes, I can imagine you live in a place. Not only is it really hot where you live, but it's also probably really humid where you live. So at least your skin's really juicy. Hey, Miss Debbie, she says, no heat for me, please. But I do love the longer hours of daylight. I'm glad that I have fellow non-heat girls. That's very comforting. Because I definitely feel like the majority is I love heat, and I'm not sure why that is. When I was so being in California most of my life, I don't know that I really thought about it very much, to be fair, until I got to live in Washington the first time. And then I knew that there was a land of actual seasons, and I knew there was a land where it was actually cold and it rained a lot, and there was like sometimes it actually snowed. And once I experienced that, I was like, I couldn't go back. It was like, I've been missing all of this my whole life. And then it was knowing that I could live in a place that was like cool and wintry. And then I realized, how I had suffered. Okay. So now there's the bottom of my dress, kind of a funky dress. And now I'm going to tape the top part. Jackie says it's extremely humid in South Louisiana, like 3 showers a day. Shelly says she lives in Florida. So Shelly gets it. She feels your pain. I've been to Florida in August. I totally understand that needing to take a shower every hour on the hour feeling. I wonder how people live there. Like, why do you leave the house? So that's the thing. If I lived somewhere like that, I would never, ever leave the house. I would live indoors all summer long. So what would be the point? Okay, there's my little top part of my dress. It's like a little haltery top. Like that. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Oh my Lanta, look at the little happy accident. It looks like that's a pocket. And her hand is going right in it. I definitely did not plan that, but I'll take it. Shelly K says, I live in my pool. That's right. Exactly. Jitters Aunt, exactly that. Exactly. So it's very easy. If you get cold, it's very easy to cozy up, pile up. But if you get hot, there's only so many things you can do. There's so many things you can take off. There's nothing you can do once you're too hot. And be decent. So, just saying. Okay, I absolutely love that. I just think that is adorbs. And can I also show you like how it makes her hand going into it? How ridiculous is that? That is too funny. I didn't even plan that. Now, I kind of wonder, do I need this little yoke? Is it helping it or hurting it? Now, the cool thing about the original dress is that there were little lines coming off of it. So I want to add the lines back so it looks like it's hanging back on her. I'm going to add these lines here. And I'm going to add, I am trying out a new glue in my life. I have opened the door to a new relationship. Okay? It's time. Just for the record, I have deeply loved and been committed to the Ranger Ink brand of glue stick. As you're aware, I want to say it's been almost a 10-year love affair, but that glue is harder and harder to find. Like I'm not paying $2 for a tiny little chapstick sized glue stick. I have my limits. So I just decided that it's time to start exploring other relationships. So let me just show you. So like this little guy is very little. It's little and it doesn't have a ton of glue. They did repackage this and it's now under the Dilutions, but it's still a Ranger product. So this glue stick is larger. This is the one I have been using that a lot of people have asked me about, but I bought this when I was in Japan and it's definitely gotten to the point where it's not as glorious as it once was. It's definitely getting to the point where it was old to begin with when I started using it, and now it's getting too gummy. So Tombow, which is a fantastic company, right? We all love Tombow. I found this popped up on my Amazon. I chose the blue so that you could see your coverage. So there is a blue and a non-blue. So I went with this one just to see if, knowing the kind of projects I have ahead of me at camp, I just thought, hey, this would probably be good. So it gives you a little bit of a blue sheen so you can kind of see like, am I going to have good coverage? Because I got that everywhere. So there's going to be my dress. This dress is just ridiculous cute to me. I feel like this would be the kind of clothes that I would want to see if I went into like some cute like little Japanese street fashion shop or London street fashion shop, like something super quirky. And I've been using these colors to kind of create like a more of a like a natural leather. Okay, so see what I got here? My questions I like to ask, my little conversation starters. Let's ask some questions. All right. What's one thing in your craft stash you're never, ever will get rid of, even if you never use it? What's one thing in your craft stash you'll never get rid of, even if you never use it? This is a very pertinent question given my recent release of the 30 Days to a Cozy Craft Space Challenge. She's adorable. Can I just say that? She's adorable. Okay, let me see what else. She's got a ribbon in her hair. I don't normally go for ribbons. I mean, she is not a little girl, but is there a way to make it look a little more sophisticated? Maybe the color will make it look more sophisticated. So Bethany says ephemera. Ellen says Girl Scout handbook. Jackie says journals. Denise says my golden scissors, I think is what you meant. I bet you got auto-corrected. Robin says my stamps and inks. Hi, Mary Maples. Good to see your little face. It's been a long time. Kelly says my collection of Kaweco. I do not remember how to pronounce that pen company. Kaweco fountain pens. I have 2 of them. I love the way they look. But the ones I have, I'm not sure if I love the way they write. Oh, you're welcome, Sherry. I'm glad isn't it so fun? I love that playlist so much. It's such a feel-good playlist. If you guys are on my newsletter list, and you didn't notice that I had sent you a Camp Reset printable and a Camp Reset playlist, be sure to check your inbox because I sent that out to you this week. I sent it, when did I send it? It probably went out like about a few days before the end of the month because I was trying to get it out before the end of April. Let's see here. Ray says extra unused journals, binders, ring planners. Diane says stamps. Sherry says a label maker. Janice says ribbons. Mary says all kinds of glue. All the glues. I agree. Okay. I love that. That turned out so much cuter than I thought it would. I was starting to like hesitate about my decision, but now I think it turned out cute. And that is her little pocket. That's adorable. All right. All my Denison, Denison like I've collected, I can't let it go, and Blackwing pencils. Magazines, crayons. All right, bringing in this girl now. She's my new chickie. Let's see. Who's a fictional character you'd love to craft with for an evening? Who's a fictional character you'd love to craft with for an evening? Okay, this girl, I had an outfit picked out for her, I think. So this right here, this is part of his background of his photo, and I think it's like a hand painted background. I think I love this right here. It's like these little plants. What do you call that? Like a little. I don't know. I can't think of what the right word is. What is this? What is this word? What is the brushes? Brushes? Okay. Anyway, whatever. I was thinking about, I just also love the color palette. So I was thinking about putting that in her dress and then making like this be the bottom of her dress. So it'd be incorporated into it. And this would be part of the top of the dress. So back to my question about who would be the character you'd love to craft with for an evening. Tinkerbell, Barbie, the American Doll. So one of the American Dolls was really, she was a writer, but she used a typewriter. So that's the one Ray would go with. Elle Woods, Cinderella, Mrs. Doubtfire, Winnie the Pooh. Julie's going with her grandma. Oh, Chris, I remember. Was it, are you thinking of like Clippy? Am I thinking of the right character? It's from, is it from like Microsoft, like in the very first launch, they had the little Clippy. Hi, Tracy Miller, the March Sisters, Little Women. Birdie says Rapunzel from Tangled. Benita says Hello Kitty. Lynn says Anne of Green Gables. She has such she's such an imagination. Jitter's aunt says Phoebe Buffet. That's a good one. Okay, so I'm going to, before I do this, I'm going to make my pattern. Okay. All right, so I'm going to make the pattern so that I can test out my ideas of what I think would look good. She happens to be wearing a necklace, which I would love to try to recreate a necklace for her. So we'll see if I can do that. So I'm going to just draw it right through the necklace that she's wearing. Because if I do add that necklace, it'll be sitting on top. I'm just gonna add all of this. Okay. Woo. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out. I'll be right back. Just 1 second. I'll be right back. Can you do a be right back thing, Mr. Mark? Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Let me jump back in the chat room here. Let's see. The sister from I've not seen that movie, Miss Kathleen. The sister from Encanto. That's really strong. She could bring Hobby Lobby with her to our crop. Susan and Sharon McKendrick. Shelly K, that's an excellent idea. They should totally be there. Andy from Pretty in Pink would be fun to craft with too. The clothing she designed were always chef's kiss. Agreed. The only thing when I remember watching Pretty in Pink when she was drawing her dress, I remember I can't remember if she does like multiple, like she's testing out the different designs, but when she like was doing that little testing that little neck piece, I remember thinking like, oh, because I don't like anything like around my neck. I don't like turtlenecks or anything like that. And I just remember thinking like, oh, I would have loved that dress if she hadn't added that little. I was so critical of watching her do that. But other than that, Andy could do no wrong by me. I love that character. I loved her. I just thought Molly Ringwald was so beautiful in that movie. I just loved her. And I just thought it was so cool, like showing a girl that was so resourceful, like making her own outfits and stuff like that. What a cool character. What a cool example for us Gen X girls to have, you know, a girl that was like that. I really liked her. So anyway, thank you, Jitters Aunt, for reminding us of Andy's cool factor. Okay, next question. What's something that non-crafty that inspires your creativity lately? What's something non-crafty that inspires your creativity lately? Okay, where is my scissors? Let's go with the scissors. Oh my gosh, this dress is going to be so cool. I feel like I lost my cameraman, but if I could show it, once I get a second to show it to you. He's going back to his desk. Chris says music. Danny says nature. Kelly says home decor. Bethany says gardening. Ray says flowers. Lynn says planting my garden. Chris agrees, nature. Okay, so here's my little dress. Look how pretty that. Well, okay, I think it's pretty. You may disagree, but that pattern I think is so pretty for a dress. But if I scooch it over and get some of this like teal in here, I think that's really cool. I can't tell how much of it I want in there. And then if I move it up and get some of this like brick, because like this is hand painted, like hand drawn. So it's kind of wobbly looking, which is kind of neat. I kind of want it to be like that. I don't know. I just feel like that's a cool dress. Let's see here. My cousin says music. Shelly K says definitely spring flowers. Just saw a new one on a tree in my yard and immediately wanted to paint one. Jitters Aunt says the less stress and clutter I have, the more creative I feel. Sherry Davis says flowers. What was the question? The question is, what is something non-crafty that inspires your creativity lately? So what's non-crafty that inspires your creativity? Denise says, when looking for a color palette, I love lifting from fabric lines. Agreed. I love looking outside of, the crafting niche, to look outside of that sometimes to see like what else, is, what else you can pull from. I just think that's so cool. Hi, Libby. Everybody say hi to Libby. Libby says, I come often, but I never comment. So Libby has outed herself in the chat room, and let's say hi to Libby. Libby, hello and welcome. She is from Florida and Louisiana. We were just talking about both of those states not too long ago. Diane says seasonal change. Birdie says book covers from new releases at the bookstore. Birdie, I am so amazed how amazing book covers are now. I was looking at a bunch of pictures of like the young adults, YA. If they had made book covers like that when we were younger, not to mention the sheer magnitude of options that they have, I would have my whole life would have been books. I probably would have I couldn't even imagine. Books. I am so impressed with the very nature of book covers now, especially with like the font treatments. I think that's just so amazing. I'm trying to remember this one particular one that I just love the covers. I just want little screenshots of the covers. I don't even have to read the book. I just love them. Denise says product design and packaging. Agreed. I'm such a sucker. I think a lot of us are suckers for packaging. Janice says fantasy TV shows. They have such interesting props. Janice, do you like watching, what is that show called? Face Off? Do you ever watch that? I actually find that to be inspiring. I love watching creatives, artists do their thing. Has anyone ever watched the show Face Off? It's actually a show. It comes from the Sci-Fi Channel, and you can watch it on one of the streaming platforms. I can't remember which one hosts it. And it's basically makeup artists that are doing creature design. So like all kinds of like Tim Burton-esque creatures, makeup styles, and a lot of the judges are very famous for that type of work, and it's really, really interesting. All the different ways that they create blood, they create different kinds of scars, and they get judged on this. They have to do it in a certain time and make certain kinds of monsters. And so you get to watch what special effects artists do and do it under pressure and have these incredible challenges. And it's so cool. I watched it for years and then I stopped watching it. So I just rediscovered it the other day. So I thought I would ask, has anyone ever watched it? Kathleen says, I like looking at jewelry, especially the older and vintage brooches. Is it brooches or brooches? They are so over the top. Agreed. Well, look at Libby's getting all the love. Libby came out. Lyrics as prompts, our flower garden, flowers and books, vintage bits. Yeah, Janice, take a peek. I bet you and Chris would really like it. I think it's really cool. It's a really cool show. Okay, I'm going to pull this page out. I'm going to go with this. Kelly says, my daughter and I watch that show. It's amazing. I'm so glad you get to watch that show in Belgium, Kelly. I love that show. It's really neat to see people who are kind of like at the top of their people who are in their expertise and at the top of their craft and doing stuff. And it just, I don't know, it's really neat to see people do stuff that are really skilled. And Denise says she watched it with her kids. It's fun to see like how creative people can be, and I'm always impressed, like especially when you're talking about a time limit. You know, you're doing something on a, you gotta be fast. Okay, so I think this is where I'm making pushing the design over. So I'm going to have some of teal here. I'm going to have the top is going to have part of that brick, so it'll have like that geometric. And then the bottom of it and part of it's going to have all of these. I can't think of the word. What are these? What do you call these? They're not plants. They're, you know, when things are like dry and brushy, grasses. I don't know. So that's what I'm doing. I just think this is going to be pretty. We'll see. We'll see. This girl came in wearing a necklace, so hopefully I'll be able to get a necklace back on her. We'll see which necklace will look good on. So I'm going in with my scissors. I'm cutting right on the edge of her outfit. Cutting the outline of her dress. I'm just going to be very simple and like take the whole dress, which I have been being like a little bit more complex, making these like two-piece type dresses, like with one pattern different than the one at the top than the bottom. But this you can get that same kind of effect, but all out of one piece because of how it's set up, which I like. Okay, we need another question. If you could magically organize one category of supplies without lifting a finger, which one would it be? If you could magically organize one category of supplies, which one would it be? Hey, Cece, good to see you. Pampas grass. I'll take it. So that's it before I've added like the little details to it. So it's kind of cool. Deb says, I love Face Off. There's also a similar British show on Netflix called Glow Up. I did start watching Glow Up. I did. I watched the most current season of it. I was really impressed with that show because of the age of the kids. Like they really are, they're young. They don't have any like older people on that show. They're all young people. And it was really impressive how much stuff they knew how to do. And a lot of them were self-taught. So that was very impressive. Most impressive, as my husband would say. Okay, so what do I want to do here? So I want to get the dress on her. Should I glue her? I don't know if I want to glue it down first though, because once you glue it down, all right. You guys are okay. Miss CC has joined us. She has joined us from Inglewood, California. Okay, so Cece, we're asking the question is, if you could magically organize one category of supplies without lifting a finger, which would it be? That's the question currently, and let's see what my answers are. My ephemera, paper, stickers, embellishments, ephemera, all of my paper, embellishments, paper, all my printables, pens for Janice. Stickers, papers, die cuts, ephemera embellishments. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, Chris. You're answering on her behalf. The hundreds and hundreds of stickers I have, Sherry says. Diane also says digitals, and Anna says, that's a very interesting dress, all in one piece of paper, right? You get a lot of dress for your money with that one. Now I just need to get the details on it. Cece. Well, thank you for getting in the chat and letting me know. It's pampas grass. It's pampas grass. I could not think of what you call it. I have the word like bulrushes going through my head. Like, is that biblical? Is that from the Bible? I don't even know. Is that the stuff Moses is parting? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. As the years pass, the Late Night Crafty Club is going to become very interesting. Okay, Birdie and Cece are basically saying all of it. Girls, have you signed up for? If you're on my newsletter list, I did send out 30 days to a cozy craft space. So get to work. It's a workbook. It's a 50-page workbook to help you get organized. That's not why I asked the question, though. Okay, so I'm thinking with this, what I want to do is I want to put a gold belt on her because I just feel like it would fit. It would work. I agree with all of you. Anna, it is a Nordstrom dress. It's like a, what's his name? Helmut Lang? Is that his name? I think that's his name. I feel like I don't know. It's like a cool, it is. It's like a cool designer dress like that. Okay, so what's a nostalgic item or toy from your childhood that still makes you smile? That's the next question. Go. Answer that question while I search through here looking for some gold glitterness. Oh, here's some gold glittery. This'll work. There we go. Right? Okay, so I'm just, first what I'm going to do, these are the kind of things I'm doing is just to guess, is to put a belt I'm pretty sure I've done this before where I just sort of like cut some pieces and sort of just make them look like they're tied off of her like belt, like just fake it. Just fake the look of it being tied, you know? All right, so my question was, what is your favorite, what's a nostalgic item or toy from your childhood that still makes you smile? Okay. And I have a hula hoop, Care Bears, Funshine Bear, Fisher Price house. Me too, Ellen. Teddy bear, my 3-year-old doll, Mighty Monster Maker. That's Mark's answer, by the way. Coloring books from the 80s. A book called Paper Fashions. I recently found one on eBay and I'm currently making some paper fashions. Uh-oh, Ray. I have enabled you. Danny says, my dad made some paper dolls and cutouts and clothes for me and my sister. I still have them and they are so precious to me. That's so sweet. That's sweet. Especially because your dad did it. Denise says, my metal egg music box that plays Here Comes Peter Cottontail. Aw. Janice says, my stuffed raccoon that I still have. He's 43 years old. He's going to be ready for retirement soon. Cece says playing jacks. Denise says I love to play it backwards. Kelly says I had a collection of plastic pacifiers. That's interesting. Julie says Cabbage Patch Babies. Kathleen says Easy Bake Oven. Tracy says a Slinky. Sandra says Sandra, have you gone skateboarding lately? Because I would like to see this. Do you just have the skateboard for like you just put it up somewhere, or are you skateboarding? Because I need to know. And then Jennifer Stubb says strawberry shortcake and Star Wars. Does your strawberry shortcake still smell? And Sandra says Barbie collection, paper dolls. I need to know, do we have active skateboarders in this clubhouse? Because that's incredibly impressive. Now, I don't even mind if your skateboard is gracing your wall. You're just displaying your skateboard. That's fine. It was at one time something you used. Not your current size. But you know what? I'm sure every time you look at that skateboard, you will just, I can see where it would make you smile, because at one time you were able to ride on that skateboard. Did you know how to ollie on that skateboard? Okay. Got her little dress. I definitely think I have to get the I feel like her slip is showing. Hi, Heather Hansen. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to put on some like beads for her, because she's going to need them. And I also feel like she needs to have some, her shoes need to be brown. Everybody's wearing brown shoes lately. This kind of is really what it is I'm just kind of been too lazy to go get some other colors out of there, is what it is. Can I make the, I feel like I can't make the argument that should be her shoe color. But I do feel like it is appropriate for her to have brown shoes. I mean, the dress that she's wearing. Now, brown shoes don't feel very nighttime, but maybe she's going to a fabulous women's luncheon to go give a speech to a bunch of ladies. I would give her teal shoes, but I don't have the right shade, and I'm, again, being too lazy to go pull them all out. Okay, so we are going to pile on the jewelry. Right? What kind of jewelry do I have here? Now, I do have these brown. I do have brown, which actually would look really good with this. See, like this color palette would actually look really good with this dress. That's like a little match made in heaven right there. And then we have that color palette. This is paying off. So I think I'm going to just go with one of these. Let me see. One of these. Ellen says, I made my honey a dress. All right. Enjoy your dinner. Okay. So I could go with orange or this kind of like amber color. I guess it's kind of a matter of, will it pop against this. And then I have these colors, which are actually really pretty. These are kind of like more sophisticated. So it's a matter of like trying to find, I feel like this dark one here is the right shade. Now, which size? So I only have 2 of these. So I think I need to put one more here. Because I have, you can see behind her, you can see her necklace. So I have to really build it up. It's a very exotic dress. Just checking her out. So these are my 2 girls tonight. I like them. These are my girls last week. These are kind of like a softer, kind of more pale palette, but I like this palette a lot. And then I went with this one. Kelly says, I also made a dress for my honey. Tim Gunn wouldn't approve. The finishing isn't top notch. But did you make it work? Oh, Tim Gunn. I'm sad they're not bringing him back for this upcoming season of Project Runway whenever they're going to be doing it. I do not know why they are not, other than perhaps they decided that they want to keep Christian Siriano. And I don't know. I guess that's kind of a tough call, you know. Oh my goodness. I love this dress. I would wear that dress. I would. That is probably the coolest serendipitous little thing that's ever happened. It looks like her hand went straight into a pocket. So if you have in the activity pages, these are actually the 3 girls that are part of the pages. So you too could be a paper fashion designer and dressing your honeys, giving them that. If you didn't watch last Late Night Crafty Club, this is when I did her. And I did this dress in a very unusual way. It's not my normal style of doing it, because I was just trying to create what I hoped was going to be more movement in the dress, like so it wouldn't be one flat pancake kind of dress. Mark said, you sure went into a lot of detail on your explanation. So I think that was his very nice way of saying that I may have talked a little bit too much. So the way I did it probably was a little bit overdone, and maybe you could, there's better ways to do it. You know how you get locked into an idea and it's kind of hard to pivot. So, but I am just so digging these outfits. It's so fun to come up with like different ways of doing their clothes, and it's almost like it's kind of fun. This is like a very fun, like art journal-y kind of way of doing clothing, like just picking weird weird things to make clothes from, you know, things that just wouldn't seem on the surface like it makes sense. But then when you get them on there, look how fun. And like, this feels to me, this feels a little high fashion. Like, it feels like an elegant dress that, you know, would be in Nordstrom or like a high-end department store. And all this was from my Flow magazine. It was an article about these artists, showing all of these artists Bollywood backdrops. So these are all hand-painted backcloths that have been used by Indian photo studios for more than a century, are slowly disappearing. So that's what they were featuring. And I used one to make a dress. So the reason why I'm laboring about it is that, you know, when you look at something as a photo versus looking at it and breaking it down into like the shapes, the colors, the pattern of it, and sort of take away from the fact that it's like a photo of a family or a photo of a person or a craft room or whatever it's meant to be, look at it in terms of its composition, and you can actually start to see how it could become something else within a different context. So this backdrop ended up with its hand-painted pampas grass ended up being a really cool pattern for a cool dress. You lifting it out of here and putting it into a different context kind of gave it new life. So this is a cool, it's not just the activity of like dressing paper dolls, it's also strengthening a skill. It's helping you strengthen a skill. And that's why I've been having so much fun, because I can tell that my eye is strengthening. I'm seeing things differently. I'm looking at pictures differently. And because I enjoy that so much, I want other people to enjoy it too. I want other women who maybe we don't all feel super confident about our crafting, or we haven't experienced certain types of crafting. There's been a lot of things that I love about collaging and art journaling. Like when I look at that, there's no rules to any of that. It's very free and messy. And so sometimes when there's no rules, it can feel like there's no rules. I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do. How do I know what I can do and what I can't do? Some women thrive in that environment. They thrive because they're the type of creators that kind of jump in. They're jumper-inners, and they'll slap things down on their paper. And then other women are not so much. They are planners. They want to sketch out something. They want to have a good, solid idea before they start constructing. And I would say I fall into that. I want to see other pictures of things to give me like ideas. I like to see other types of collages or art journal pages and kind of get a feel or sense of something and kind of go, okay, so this is what it could be. And I'll often say to myself, well, I love the colors. I like the pattern. I like that style. But then I will obviously, as a lot of us do, we'll take it in our direction. You know, we'll go in our way with it. But at least you have a semblance of what that thing looks like. So there's different ways of how we create. And I definitely have always been I don't like that blank page. I'm not a blank page person. A lot of us are not blank page people. And that's why I labor to explain what I'm thinking or what I'm doing, because some people really like hearing what's going on inside your head right now. Why are you choosing? Why are you picking that? Why did you pick that? I look at stuff all the time. I have like 3 or 4 people that I really genuinely have loved over the years. And I can like see their page or stuff on like my Pinterest board. And I wish I could sit down with them and ask, you know, why do you compose like this? What is it about this style that you're really drawn to? I love that. You know, there's definitely a way of which you can say that some creators almost have a brand to their creating style. And I've been thinking about that a lot. Like when I craft, there's like certain things I love using. And when you think about it, that's almost what branding is. When people build like the way they visually look, they'll use certain elements, fonts, colors, patterns, the way things, and that way you can kind of visually recognize them. It's almost like that with crafting for some people. And I used to feel like, well, that's kind of boring. You always do the same thing. But now I realize I don't think that. I'm starting to break away from that thought pattern. I'm starting to think like, no, it's this personal branding style that I have that I just like. I really like using these little details. And if I don't put them in there, it almost feels like it's lost without it. It feels like it's not really mine unless it has these little details in it. So good night, Birdie. Oh, sure, Melanie. So Melanie just asked me, what do I use to create the skin tones on the ladies? Yes, I can. I can and I shall. So the two things that I use are these two products. So the first one is Hang Fan. It's this kit right here, which I have really liked this kit. It's all skin tones. And I'm pretty sure that Mark is probably going to put hi Margaret, is going to put a link in the chat for you. So I use this and I kind of built myself. This is what I would recommend, is doing like testers and labeling, I'm going to make a very clean one, but I kind of like labeled them all so I got a sense of them, and then I started building like a recipe. If I wanted more of pale skin, if I wanted medium, if I wanted a darker skin tone, what did I need to use? And then what I like to use on top of it is this this is Black Widow brand pencils. This is a really good brand. And these are the dark tone pencils. I was having a really hard time doing my darker skin colors. I did not like the pens I was getting, I just felt like I don't know, I just didn't like them. And I felt like I just wanted to add some more color. So adding pencil on top of the pen often gives you a richer tone. It helps smooth things out. I just have really enjoyed adding the pencil on top. So it's not necessary, but it definitely gives you the option of adding like a little more depth to them. It makes them more richer. It gives them like a little bit more texture to their skin. But I definitely need to do better with that. And then when I have my little my sheets done so that you guys can purchase them, I have these little practice sheets for their hair and their faces and stuff so that you can practice doing their little, all that good stuff. So, which is a lot of fun. I absolutely love putting on their skin and their hair and their makeup. It's very fun. I did. I accomplished the dress. It's pompous up. Let's see. Hi, Natasha. Good to see your little face. And hello, Miss Brenda Maldonado. Warm and humid greetings. So I am on the, actually getting closer to closing things out for a change. Hi, Andy. It's good to see you. It's good to see. I'm so happy to see some of your little faces that I haven't seen in a while. So yeah, I'm kind of doing a 2-hour show tonight. I feel like the last time I did it was quite long. So in case you guys, some of you are coming in late, so if you're on my newsletter list for the Late Night Crafty Club, I sent out a printable that has a fun recipe card for our official little mocktail, our signature drink. It's called the Sticker Swirl Soda. So that was delivered. You can still sign up for it. If you go to trg.cafe, you can sign up for the Snip and Clip newsletter. That's for the Late Night Crafty Club. And there's a little mini art print on it as well. And then I also sent out another newsletter to the entire TRG newsletter list for Camp Reset that had a printable in it as well, and it had a playlist. So there was 2 big emails that went out this week to everybody. So I hope that yay, I'm glad you got it. Okay, so we're going to be featuring little mocktails for our Late Night Crafty Clubs. So anyway, I'm just trying to, is there anything else that I wanted to say? Oh, so anyway, about crafting, and if do you guys, let me know, do you guys have like a particular craft that you enjoy bringing to the Late Night Crafty Club? Do you spend most of your time just kind of like just watching? I know some of you craft during this time, but are you tend to be more of like a bring whatever you have on hand, or do you like doing what I'm doing? Let me know. Good night, Deb. Melanie, the dates for Camp Reset are July 11th to August 10th. So that is when we are going to be at Camp Reset. And so every month I will be sending out an email. If you're on my newsletter list, I'll be sending out another Camp Reset email all the way up to the end. So you'll be getting one just to let you know as we get closer and closer what is happening, when the dates are, what are the prices going to be. So like everything will continue to roll out slowly so that you will not be caught unawares. I will be releasing it all. It will be this, it's a slow rollout this time, but it will give you plenty of time to be prepared. Okay, so if you joined in late, you can hit rewind, I think. Hopefully, you can rewind this back and watch me. So, okay, so Debbie says, I'm usually working on a folio. I love making them. I am going to have to check this out because I have seen folios. The ones I don't understand are the digital ones, like that you print out and then construct them. I have a hard time wrapping my head around those because when you print something, it's not double-sided. You know, you print something out. At least the ones I've seen online that are like digital folios that you print and then construct, I have a hard time understanding those. As far as ones that you're just making out of scrapbook paper, that I grasp. But I've seen a lot of people sell digital versions that you can construct once you print them. It's crazy. My brain cannot wrap around it. Cannot wrap around it. And I couldn't wrap around the whole idea of a traveler's notebook, which is why I bought one. And then I filmed the Midori 101 video because I figured if I couldn't understand it, maybe other people couldn't understand them. But the folios are so cool looking, I just can't comprehend them. So I think that's cool that you're that you love making them. So that's great. Diane says so far she just enjoys watching. Nothing wrong with that. Darla says I bring whatever I'm working on. Denise says I usually work on something from the activity pages. That's why I made them. Let's see. Mary says Camp Reset is what brought me back. So ready to camp again. Mary, I'm so glad to hear that. Andy says I mostly just watch from bed, but if I craft, it's a paper craft similar to yours. Nothing wrong with watching from bed. I would craft from bed if I could. I think that would be a little awkward, but I would. We could all just hang out and be cozy together in bed. Let's see. Kelly says I bring what I'm working on, and Bonnie says she can't wait for camp either. I'm glad to hear that, Bonnie. It has been lots of wonderful, wonderful memories of camp. And this will be the 9th camp I have done. It would have been 10 if I had not taken off last year. So last year was the first time I hadn't done a camp since 2017. I think that adds up. I think so. But this year, it's going to be great. I can't wait. Jana says, I'm coloring or stitching because I'm not at a desk. We watch you on our TV. Yes, in all of my 4K glory. I try to forget about that part. I'm usually working on my journal inserts. The pages are watercolor paper, and I try to paint and write or do some kind of sketching and make it practical and pretty. That sounds wonderful, Heather. And Bonnie says, I usually work on my art journal or the activity pages too. I have been looking at art journals and junk journals on Pinterest a lot lately. I've been looking at collages. So like I'm starting to get like a little about doing stuff like that again. You know, I love doing the honeys, but there's a part of me that's like ready to kind of, I don't know. I've been looking at stuff. Part of me just, this has been an unusual little season of being crafty and creative. I haven't gone through this before where I've felt so like, I want to make this and I want to make that. And I'm kind of afraid of what will happen. Will I be that little kid that's running around making all the things and I kind of burn myself out and then I don't make anything because I'm, I don't want to be too chase the shiny object. I really do. I have really been loving these honeys. I just find them to be, I find it kind of a fascinating kind of craft because it's so fun choosing things to put on them. It's fun to pick stuff. The picking process is fun. And then there's part of me that goes, yeah, and that's why collage is like, that's why you love collaging. It's like the picking and bringing things together. So there is part of me that's like wanting to make a fun art journal, junk journal-y kind of thing to do collage in. I've wanted to do that for a long time. I've bought so many vintage books to like bind together, like rip the guts out of them and use the covers. I've bought all the materials and I've had it for years. When we talk about getting rid of materials that we don't use, that's like a perfect example. I have so many vintage books that I have bought because they have cute covers, and yet I never do it. And so sometimes I'll kind of like deliberately look at projects like that, hoping it's going to like rev me up. Maybe you do that too. Maybe you'll look at a lot of things that, like that one project that you kind of dream of doing. The problem is what happens is I'll end up buying, I start gravitating towards buying more stuff for the project, but I don't actually start the project. Tell me if that happens to you. If you just find yourself going, oh, I'll just get more. Oh, look, now they make these rings for this project, or they make this type of paper, or now they have pages. The longer I wait, the more materials people just manufacture. So that's kind of a problem. But I do have a lot of paper. I do have a lot of materials, and collaging is super fun. It's really easy to incorporate that with like the kind of camp projects. That's why junk journals make such a perfect camp reset project, because they're just do whatever you want kind of thing. So I am looking forward to that because it is such a great way of like having a kind of like a dedicated time to be working on this particular project. It's a way of documenting, this little chunk of time in your summer, and giving yourself permission to be crafty and have fun and like get out all your stuff, and like that whole mental process of like, I'm at camp and I'm going to have fun, and here's my permission slip to play and make something crafty. That's a fun thing. And I have loved that every single season that we've done it. So, I want to slow stitch, but kind of afraid to take the next step. I don't know what slow stitching is, but it sounds fun. One thing, Anna, I don't know if this is slow stitching, but one thing I have always wanted to do is add stitching to my paper. Like, just literally stitch my paper. Take a photo and add stitching to it, like add little doodads, with the embroidery, or embroider like little shapes into it, or add like color to their clothes with the embroidery thread. I have like a whole little Pinterest board of examples of that I just, heart eyes, I just love. So I don't know what slow stitching is, but if that's it, me too. There you go. Sherry agrees with me. It's like you end up buying more material instead of actually starting the project. Andy says, I love to collect the materials for crafting. Indeed, it's fun. Nesting itself is like a fun thing, and I kind of feel like that's what it is. It's like you're like a little magpie going and collecting all the little fun things. So I just want you to know that I'm not going to really spring anything different on you as far as camp reset goes. I do tend to stick to the same sort of supplies list, because if I told you, 5 years ago, this is the supplies list, chances are a lot of you have those same supplies hanging around. And I figure that because I do. So if I do, chances are a lot of other people do too. So that's why I feel like the stuff that we craft tends to be pretty similar and close, so that you're just getting a lot of use out of the things I asked you to buy. I try to be very conscientious of what I'm asking you to do, because I'm not trying to contribute to your craft clutter. I'm trying to help you get the use out of the things I've asked you to get, and encourage you to shop your stash. These are the rules of shop, like packing for Camp Reset, just for the record. I just want that to be said somewhere at some point. So, Mary says, yeah, slow stitching on paper is fun. Okay. So maybe that's a good interpretation of it. Mary says, I love altered books and have gutted and made many old books into gifts for friends. Mary, I would love for you to show me how to do it. I have all these great books, but I don't know exactly how. There's two things I would love to know how to do. How to get a little ring mechanism, like the little rings, the ring bound mechanism. I don't know how to get those into a book. I even bought the ring system that's like for an A5, so it would fit into a typical little, like, I don't know, 7-inch tall book. And then also turning a book into like doing the Coptic stitching so that you could get signatures into it. These are two things that I would like to know how to do before I leave this earth. And I better get to it soon. It's like time's a wasting. I love how they look. I think that I would love working in it and like doing like an actual art journal in it. It's just a matter of doing it. Maybe I should say, like, this is what we're doing at camp. Make everyone do it with me. Okay. Anyway, anywho, Mary says it's a ton of work, but worth it. I hand stitch mine. See, now right there, you're already, you're killing my vibe. I'm like, oh, it's a ton of work. Forget it. I can't staple it in there. I need projects for lazy crafting. That's what I want. I should change my name, the Lazy Crafter. Is that taken? Anyway, so girls, it has been such fun and such a joy. You guys are so wonderful. I did actually get, even though I talked for half an hour at the start of the show, I was a very efficient little crafter tonight, and I got through my girls and I got them dressed. They are ready for their event, and it is time. I'm going to wrap things up earlier than normal. I did plan on making this a 2-hour show when I brought it back, but it started edging back into my old ways. A 3-hour show, but my cameraman has a date. He's got a date. He's gaming tonight. Chris will appreciate that. He's gaming tonight, so I should go so he can get his gaming on. So anyway, I love your little faces, and it has been, aw, thanks, Chris. You feel him, right? from a gamer to another gamer. It's actually really cool, you guys. We have a patio out here between where we are and the house, and the patio has like little twinkle lights now, and there's like patio furniture out there, and Mark set up his TV so it can roll out there, and him and his son, his oldest son, can sit out there and game together. 'Cause I just think that's so cool. So that's what they're going to do, and I think that's really awesome. So it's really fun outdoor gaming. I'm going to go out there too when I get a chance and play my game. So anyhow, I loved spending time with you, and I appreciate how many fun new faces are showing up and outing themselves and joining in. It's so much fun when new friends join us. I absolutely love that. And every other Friday, that is what I'm here to do, is craft with you, hang out with you. Don't be surprised if I have a new project. It could happen. I'm feeling, I got itchy fingers. I'm thinking maybe this month could be it. So the next crafting session is the 16th. If you're not on our email list for the Late Night Crafty Club, I highly recommend signing up at trg.cafe. And in return for giving me your email address, I will be giving you this cute little printable with a recipe card. Upside down, Cori. Recipe card and a cute little art print for your wall. And I will remind you the day before every Late Night Crafty Club that I'm about to go live the next day. And that is all I shall do, okay? Not pushy, not spamming you, just letting you know, hey friend, it's time to get crafting. So that's what I do. And until we see each other again, take good care of yourself. Enjoy the heat wherever you are, or the cold wherever you are. I hope that you are cozy, happy. I hope you're working on your craft space, getting ready for Camp Reset. And I love you. I will see you soon. And until then, mwah. Bye, everybody.
Gather round, it's Friday night. Time for crafts and pure delight. Paper, scissors, let's get started. With vintage tape, we'll be wholehearted. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Glue sticks ready, let's make a plan. Planners in the office, supplies in hand. Honey half-season, whimsy arrows. Crafting magic like true heroes. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. You got some gumballs, let's create a scene. Join the club where we live our dreams. So grab your scissors and come along. Together we'll craft and sing our song. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. It's all for you. Slip into jammies, grab something to sip. Stickers and golden scissors, let's take a crafty trip. The playbook's open with listers got a list. In this crafty paradise our dreams coexist. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. It's all for you. Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper, so smooth and buttery. Scrapture cards help your ideas flow. What will you make during the late night crafty show? Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper, so smooth and buttery. Scrapture cards help your ideas flow. What will you make